Earthlings, I have crossed 12 galaxies. I have navigated black holes, dodged asteroid fields, and survived a supernova. And yet, this piece of paper could stop me at your border. You humans created a document that decides how free you are. Some of you can go anywhere. Others are basically stuck. Today, Zorp figures it out. The 7 levels of passport power, from completely trapped to totally free. Level 1. The Trapped Passport. These are the weakest documents on Earth. Afghanistan sits dead last, 24 destinations. That means out of 227 countries in the world, an Afghan citizen can visit only 24 without applying for a visa first. 10% of the world. Imagine being an alien. Imagine being a human and only being allowed on 10% of a planet you were born on. Syria has 26. Iraq has 29. These passports are trapped by conflict, international sanctions, and zero diplomatic trust. The countries that issue them simply have no deals with the rest of the world. On my planet, we figured this out in year 3000. You humans still have some work to do.
Level 2. Still struggling. Pakistan at 31. Yemen at 31. Somalia at 32. These passports open a few more doors, but not many. For these passport holders, applying for a visa to a major country, USA, UK, Europe, means months of paperwork, bank statements, proof you'll come back home, and still a very real chance of rejection. Nigeria is at 44 destinations, one of Africa's largest economies, 220 million people, and its citizens need a visa to visit most of the world. The passport doesn't reflect the person. It reflects the country's political standing.
Level 3. The Limited Passport. And this is where it gets personal for many of you watching. Indonesia sits at 73 destinations, the 4th most populous country on Earth, 280 million people, and its citizens can visit less than a third of the world freely. This is not a failing country. Indonesia has the world's 16th largest economy. But passport strength is not about wealth. It is about diplomatic relationships, migration risk perception, and bilateral agreements. Good news for Level 3 holders. You can still access major tourist destinations in Southeast Asia, many Pacific islands, and some African nations visa-free. But Europe, USA, UK still need a visa.
Level 4. The Decent Passport. Now we are talking about real mobility. 101 to 140 destinations. Countries like China and Turkey live here. China has been aggressively expanding its visa-free agreements in recent years. Its passport now opens around 85 destinations. Still blocked for most of Europe and North America without a visa, but the momentum is upward. At this level, you can travel meaningfully. Latin America, much of Southeast Asia, parts of Africa, the Middle East. You are no longer trapped, but you still need to plan carefully.
Level 5. Now we are in strong territory. Brazil at 168 destinations. Argentina at 168. Chile at 174. Latin America punches way above its weight here. Here is a fact that surprises most people. A Brazilian passport is significantly stronger than a Chinese passport. The reason? Diplomatic history. Latin American countries have decades of open travel agreements with Europe and much of the world. At Level 5, you can walk through most of Europe visa-free, much of Asia, Africa, and the Americas. You are genuinely mobile. The world is mostly open.
Level 6. The Elite Passport. Almost everywhere, no questions asked. The United States sits at 179 destinations, Canada at 181, Australia at 182. These are powerful documents, the kind where immigration officers stamp without a second glance. But the most impressive story at Level 6 is the UAE. 20 years ago, the UAE passport was unremarkable. Today, it sits at 184 destinations, adding 149 countries in just 20 years. The biggest single climb in passport history.
pure diplomatic investment. Japan and South Korea share 187 destinations, tied at second place on the entire index. Asian excellence at the highest level. I am genuinely impressed. Almost.
Level 7. There is only one country here. Singapore. 192 destinations. 85% of the entire planet, accessible with nothing but a stamp at the border. Singapore has held the #1 spot for 3 consecutive years, and in 2026, it stands alone at the top. The gap between Singapore and Afghanistan is 168 destinations, the widest gap ever recorded in the 19-year history of the Henley Passport Index. A Singaporean can visit more than 8 times as many countries as an Afghan citizen, with zero paperwork. This is not just about travel convenience. This gap represents diplomatic standing, economic power, political stability, and the trust that 227 countries have or don't have in your home nation. A passport is not just a travel document. It is a score, a global trust score, assigned to you at birth, based on where you were born.
So why does this gap exist? 3 things determine your passport strength. 1. Diplomatic relationships. Countries that maintain strong, peaceful foreign policies get rewarded with open borders. Singapore has embassies and trade deals everywhere. 2. Migration risk. If citizens of your country are statistically likely to overstay visas or claim asylum, other countries add restrictions. This is harsh, but it is how the system works. 3. Bilateral agreements. Visa-free access is negotiated, country by country. It takes years of diplomacy. The UAE has been doing this aggressively for 2 decades. The result? They jumped 57 places on the index. The lesson? Passport strength is earned by governments, not individuals. You are born into a score you did not choose.
So, there you have it, Earthlings. 7 levels of passport power. From 24 destinations in Afghanistan to 192 in Singapore. A gap of 168 countries, the widest in recorded history, and growing every year. I came to Earth to figure things out. And what I figured out today is this. On my planet, everyone travels freely. No passports, no borders, no queues. You humans have some catching up to do. But I believe in you. Mostly. I'm Zorp, and I'll see you in the next one, wherever on Earth you're allowed to go.